what I'm going to talk to you about today is actually being a business person or an entrepreneur or self-employed and being a parent. In Canada, we're really fortunate to have 1 year, up to 1 year maternity leave. You can have that if you're self-employed, but it's usually not an option because it's not easy to replace yourself in your own company. So I just want to talk to you about how you can make it work as a parent with a baby and your own business. We have our own company, as you know. This is our third child. We formed Dimples actually right before our second child was born. They have, as infants, come with us on many occasions. Trade shows, training sessions, important meetings, workshops. So many of those places would be ones that you might be intimidated. You'd think it wasn't appropriate to take your baby with you. If you nurse your child, you kind of have to be with them all the time. So one handy tool would be a baby carrier. I use like a wrap style one. When they're infants, they sleep all the time in those. You might want to master nursing discreetly. I'm a master of that. Men are, it's usually they actually really respect it. They're like, wow, good job. Impressed, I'd say. Or they're oblivious. Like some men just don't even acknowledge. Oh, okay, yeah, very cool. On with things, down to business. I've had men like come up and sit beside me and start a conversation, and they really have no idea. They think the baby's just asleep. They don't see anything. They don't know, and the baby eats. And guaranteed, your baby will be quiet, right? That's guaranteed. You might want to set yourself up before things get started because they'll eat and then they're likely to fall asleep. Part of it too is how comfortable you are. If you're going to be a nervous wreck about it, then your baby is going to sense it and they're going to be fussy. So if you can just go, you know what, it's going to be okay, they'll be calmer, guaranteed. Usually your baby just really wants attention, right? Holding them, and they're likely to be more contented. It's usually appropriate to be able to stand up and like kind of rock back and forth. People have been very welcoming. Babies actually kind of bring out the best in everyone, just like puppies do. They're like, and they bring up their stories about their kids. I haven't had anything but positive feedback. I mean, obviously if it's a 5-year-old or a 3-year-old, you're better off getting a babysitter. A baby, especially if you're nursing them, you don't have other options. It's a different age, right? Women are becoming the fastest growing sector of entrepreneurship, and as a woman, it's different for you. It's important to know how to manage this new path that's emerging. I've taken a lot of leaps of faith. We've had no other option. Every single time it's worked out. My advice would be to go for it and just take your baby where you need to go. People will be receptive and helpful, and it'll all work